Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Igbere People Forum live broadcast featuring the old students of the Igbere Secondary School, otherwise known as ISOSA. So with us today are distinguished ladies and gentlemen who attended the school many years ago, and they are here to discuss some of the issues regarding the Igbere Secondary School. Let us first of all start by introducing ourselves. My humble self will be distinguished ladies and gentlemen who attend. My humble self will be moderating this discussion. So I will start by introducing myself, and then I will let the other panelists start by introducing ourselves. My humble self will be distinguished ladies and gentlemen who attend. My humble self moderating this discussion. So I will start by introducing. So and I will let the other start by introducing ourselves. My humble somebody's phone is reflecting. This discussion. So I will start by, I will let the other just hold on, please. Hold on. I'm hearing an echo from somewhere. I'm trying to figure out where. Okay. My name is Mr. Ukebu. I am from Amakbo, Igbere. I attended Igbere Secondary School from 1979 to 1984. So otherwise, I am 1984 set. So let me go straight to Chief Godwin. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. My name is Chief Godwin Okore. I'm from Mohomoli, Igbere. I was admitted into Igbere Secondary School September 1975, and I passed out July 1980. So I am a pioneer set. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's go to Dr. Mrs. Rosemond. Please introduce yourself.
Good day, everybody. Thank you, moderator. My name is Dr. Rosemond Uche. I'm from Amankalo, Igbere. I joined Igbere Secondary School 1977, and I left 1980 July. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Senior Carlo, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. My name is Carlo Uche. I'm from Amankalo, Igbere. I joined Igbere Secondary School in 1977 and passed out in 1980. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Emeke JK, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, good morning or good afternoon. This is Emeka JK, Emeka Igwe JK. Since 1976 to 1981. Thank you.
Thank you. I believe Senior Quinette is on the line on the phone. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, good morning. I just woke up. Forgive me, I couldn't log into my laptop. I'm too tired to get up. I'm sorry.
All right.
This is Quinette Carlo. I'm from Akano Item. I joined the Igbere Secondary School in 1977 and I passed out July 1980.
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you've all heard, these are all students of Igbere Secondary School. So let's just start this discussion by having a little bit of historical background about the school. So first of all, for the purpose of those who don't know, so let me start to ask this very question. When was Igbere Secondary School established? Chief Godwin.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Igbere Secondary School was established in 1975. Before then, I think the school was intended to be a girls' school because we sat for entrance and we admitted in different schools. I, for one, I was admitted into another high school. There we were when my dad came to Enuda and told me that a school had been established in Igbere and it's compulsory for every Igbere child who is in year 1 to come down to Igbere Secondary School. So, in fact, I felt very happy because I was like, I wasn't finding fun in Enuda then. So that was how I was bonded to Igbere Secondary School in 1975. Me and the likes of Chifoko Rekweri too was in Enuda with me. So we obeyed the clarion call of the Igbere people who established the school then. That is how we found ourselves in Igbere Secondary School. Me, the like of John Onyema, those are the few I can recall for now, who started off the school with the girls. Because it was like the population of the girl or the ladies couldn't populate the school then. So they had to like make it a mixed school. So that was how we came. The first 2 weeks was virtually, we were doing virtually nothing, we just eat. We are being fed by the wife of the very Reverend Eme. We are in the hostel, they normally bring food, you just eat, play, and in fact, we didn't even know what we were doing in school then until maybe like a month later when other people joined and we started formative activities of a regular school. That was how we started. So it is actually 75. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me go to Dr. Rosemond. This question is for any other person. As at the time you left, can you recall the name of the principal?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Mr. Ono.
Mr.
No, Mr. Joko was our principal, yes.
Okay, Mr.
Joko, yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
He stayed throughout from when we entered up until when we left, I think so.
Okay, so now the same question.
Did he leave just before we left?
Yeah,
yes.
The same question goes to Mr. Carlo. By the time you left Igbere Secondary School, is it still the same principal or was there another principal?
It was another principal, Mr. Ono, who was vice principal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So we're just trying to create some historical background so that people will understand how the school was formed and then who were in charge before we go into the main issues of the day. So now let me go to Quinette. When was the year the first set of the school graduated, please?
Was in 1980.
Okay, so the first set of the students graduated in 1980.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now, let's go to Mr. Emeke JK. I'm going to ask the same question I asked to Carlo, the same question. Who was the principal when you graduated from Igbere Secondary School, Mr. Emeka?
The principal was Mr. I believe, Mr. Ono. We had Mr. Njoko then, we had Mr. Ono. Yes.
Oh no. Oh no.
When I graduated, was Mr. Ono. That was the principal. That was in 1981.
Okay. Okay, so when I graduated also, it was Mr. Ono. I believe he's from, I think either...
No, Honor is from Item. Honor is from Item.
From Item.
He's from Item. I don't Koko Item or Angmoku Item. I believe it's Angmoku Item. Yes. Yeah, Mr. Honor is from Angmoku Item. So he was a principal when I left in 1984. So God bless his soul. So now, before we also go to many other things, we have a lot we need to know from the old students. Let's go to Quinette. What was your most memorable experience in Igbere Secondary School? One of the things you can remember.
I was the track star in Igbere Secondary School. That's what I remembered.
Okay, so the same question goes to every person in this panel. Mr. Emeka Jeke, go.
Basically, I think I was just a very simple person then. I was playing what you call soccer, football, but not at a very high level, but at intersport level. And of course, I was into my academics. And of course, we love to also socialize. So basically, I read my book, play some sports, and also, of course, Igbere School was a fun place to go to. Lots of memories.
Okay, thank you. Same question to Mr. Carlo. What was one of your memorable experience at Igbere Secondary School?
Yeah, actually, there are so many of them. I could remember the time I represented the school at Bende during one of the local government competitions. I participated in 100 meters race and 200 meters race. Then at the final, when we were about to compete, they asked me to step aside for Dr. Levi Mukocha, who eventually won the race on behalf of our school.
Okay, thank you. Same question to Dr. Rosemond, please. What was one of your most memorable experience?
The thing I could remember was that I was a reader. I read almost all the novels in the world. I was more into just reading. And I led the school in so many of their debates. So I was the lead debater in most of the debates we had with other schools. We had with Item, Zakole, Umuahia. So I found myself being moved from one place to the other, leading schools in debate. So I was a lot into reading. That's the much I can remember. And that was what brought me very close to the leadership of the school. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Chief Godwin, same question. Yeah. What was your one of your most memorable experience at the school?
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Permit me to mention just two. One was the day we beat Methodist College at TTC Uzuakoli. A fight broke out. We had to take from Uzuakoli to Igbere. Very memorable, very unforgettable.
It wasn't in soccer competition or what?
Soccer, football.
Okay.
Returning from soccer.
We have to trek through Uzuit and back to Igbere. We got home around 10. It was a very memorable event. Secondly, was the day I took agric practicals. We have to go to a secondary school in Ohafia because our school then was not accredited to write agric practicals. So we had to suffer go to Ohafia to go take that paper. It was memorable. There are moments I can't forget about it. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you. Let me just mention one. One of my memorable experience was when I actually represented Igbere Secondary School during a quiz competition. So we had a quiz competition at some point. We were taken to Umuahia for zonal competition. So we won some of those competitions, and then we eventually, I think we lost at the semi-final stage. So that was my memorable experiences. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's go straight to other questions. Now we are talking about Igbere Secondary School Old Students Association, and we know that several people in the past have made efforts to establish this association one way or another, it did not survive. But this one that is called ISOSA seems to be surviving. So may I know when ISOSA, this current one that we are talking about right now, was established? I'm going to Mr. Carlo, please.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Actually, ISOSA, or the present Igbere Secondary School Student Association, was founded in 2014 with Chimanga Akoma, who really pioneered it and made sure it became a success story. He worked tirelessly, reaching out to people in Aba and other places outside Aba to see to the establishment of the association. The same credit goes to Chief Irebuagu Kogo, who offered us a venue and sponsored the program of our meetings for over 1 year. He gave us a place free of charge and said that he will be taking care of whatever we eat and drink during our meetings for 1 year, which he kept to his promise. So this association was founded in 2014. We started our first meeting at Grandos Hotels in Aba. So many people attended the inaugural meeting, like Levi Nwokocha was there, Michael Ago was there, Awanyim, even Dr. Chukwudensi, Comfort Ukebu, and so many other people, even so many other people, I may not remember their name, Chief Okorie, Igbere. They were all there during the inaugural meeting, and it was a very enjoyable period for every one of us. We had a lot of fun. When you see some people you have not met for over 30 years, you'll be surprised to recognize that person when that person is now introduced to you as a person. I remember when Opa Obasi came in, many of us did not recognize him. Even Levi Nwokocha, if I had seen him on the road, I would have just passed without knowing who he is. So the same thing happened to so many of us. But I must tell you that Chimanga Akoma played a very vital role in making sure this organization stands. And people like Ricky Anyogo, they gave us a lot of encouragement. Likewise, Senior Queenet Carlo, who played a very vital role as well in reaching out to so many people, which helped us in consolidating on our Facebook platform. Senior Rose too motivated a lot of people, mentioning of his name, encouraged so many people to join the association. They played a very vital role in so many areas in encouraging our members. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So now, thank you so much for that narrative. Now, my next question goes to Dr. Rosemond. You have been mentioned as one of the people who supported and encouraged people to join ISOSA, and many others have played a similar role. So what do you think are the objectives of ISOSA? I mean, the same question, I'm going to go around to all the panelists, anyone they can remember, they can say, but let's start with Rosemond.
Thank you, moderator. In the first place, I see ISOSA as a very unique and powerful association. This one has come to stay. Actually, like Carlo said, we have tried so many times to set up a Old Students Association of Igbere Secondary School, even when I was in Omwa here as a director of administration. I remember we gathered together like that. We were having meetings at Abia Hotels in Umuahia. Somehow that one fizzled when I left Umuahia and came to Abuja. So now I'm in Abuja. Carlos started this ISOSA and communicated me. I felt the most important thing was to assimilate all our old students wherever they are. So I now started getting in touch with those in Abuja, you know, almost all the ones I could reach. And it was very, very easy when I spoke to Carlo. I now said, let my house be a base for the people in Abuja. So we could start meeting. We started meeting, me, Chinedu Obike, Ashebu, yes. So we started meeting. And that was what enabled us when a case was brought to us of one of our members who was sick.
Okay.
We took it upon ourselves, ambition, and we went round.
We'll come to that. Thank you. Let me just ask the same question to Chiponye Igbere. What do you think are the objectives of ISOSA?
Thank you so much, Alberto. The primary objective
Yes, go ahead. Okay, let's go to Mr. Meke JK.
I think,
Okay.
of us, it's one of the only the aspect of socializing, coming to the aid of each other when we are mourning or when we are rejoicing. Those are the key objectives I think ISOSA has. Thank you.
Okay, so Mr. Meke JK, do you have anything to add on that?
Just like, of course, everyone knows the purpose of old boys. Any old boys or old girls of any school, basically the objectives remain the same. What do you do for the school? What do you provide for the school? What can you do to make your school, alma mater, to be a better place? And of course, how can you bring the old boys and old girls together to enhance their life, to socialize, to improve on the quality of their life, or to contribute towards their welfare, and of course, including their kids. So the objective is for the school or for the old boys and old girls to come together to find a way to enhance the future of that school, and also, of course, to help themselves to move forward in the right direction. So that's one of the objectives, I believe.
Thank you. Let's ask the same question to Senior Quinette. What you have been mentioned as one of the old students, and then when you came to the ISOSA, there are certain objectives you had in mind or you wish to be accomplished. What are those objectives?
Oh, it's very simple. Objective is for you to ask yourself, what have you done to Igbere Secondary School all this time, and not what Igbere Secondary School will do for you or has done for you, which Igbere Secondary School has actually done. So the simple question is, ask yourself, what can I do for Igbere Secondary School? Because Igbere Secondary School has brought you so far. So what have you done for me lately? That's very simple. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so our next question would be, Igbere Secondary School has produced so many people, prominent ladies and gentlemen, personalities that have distinguished themselves in various parts of the world and in their chosen profession. But as we speak, not all students belong to ISOSA. So the question becomes, is there any criteria for anybody who attended Igbere Secondary School to join ISOSA? So the first question goes to Carlo.
Thank you, Director. One basic thing one should understand about this association that it is made up of all those that ever attended Igbere Secondary School at one point in time or the other. Anybody that has attended Igbere Secondary School at one point or other, so far you were not expelled from the school, you are an old student. You attended the school, whether you completed your secondary education at Igbere Secondary School or not, you were not expelled. You are an old student. You are a member of ISOS.
Okay, so thank you for that information. Probably many people don't even know that. Some people may be thinking that it is either you have graduated from Igbere Secondary School, that's a qualification. Now he's telling us authoritatively that as long as you attended Igbere Secondary School, whether you completed in the school or not, as long as you were not expelled by the time you left, so you are an old student. So the question becomes, is there any contact information for somebody who attended Igbere Secondary School should contact in order to join ISOSA?
Yes.
Yeah, so give us the first contact information, especially the one anybody can reach.
We have a phone number, 0806 411 9000.
Once again,
0806 411 9000.
Thank you. So now let me ask the same question to Dr. Rosemond. You mentioned that you opened your house and welcome people to join Old Students Association. So is there any contact information that they can reach if somebody is at Abuja?
Yes, there is.
Please.
The number they can call is 080 33 33 5662. I want to make it very simple for them to remember. 080 33 33 5662.
Okay.
So if they call this number, we will include them in our list in Abuja here. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to ask the same question to Chipokore. I believe you are not based in Abuja, you are based in Lagos, right?
Yeah, sure.
So is there any local organization that is operating in Lagos as at now, or is there any number, if somebody wants to reach out to you to for ISOSA, the person can reach?
Thank you, sir. Basically, we are not organized as per ISOSA, the way it is constituted now. We have not come to organize and hold formal meetings. But there's quite, I think we have the, if not about, we have the largest population of would-be members in Lagos. They can reach me. Let me provide my phone number. But we are working seriously into galvanizing ourselves into concrete meeting, into a concrete meeting of ISOSA. So I can be reached on 080 330 34 965. 080 330 34 965. In the same vein, my place is located, my office at 93, quite central, and I'm quite close to Chinasa Uche, who is also a member of this association. So any of us can be contacted if you have any, if you need any information concerning ASOSA. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Now, we also know that some of the Old Students Association, they are no longer based in Nigeria for one reason or the other. And let me ask the same question to Mr. Mike JK. Is there any formal contact that can be reached if somebody who is in diaspora wants to get in contact with ISOSA?
At the moment, there is no such information because we liaise directly with the group in Nigeria. So we
Okay.
liaise with directly with the group in Nigeria. Very luckily in diaspora, in the same location with my honorable, beautiful sister, Queen Carlo. So we are lucky to be in the same location. So we always deliberate on matters concerning Igbere Secondary School whenever we meet in at occasions or whenever we talk. Maybe having a diaspora number is something we might consider in future. So at the moment, we don't have any information regarding people that are outside Nigeria. So that's something we might consider in the near future.
Okay, thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, now we've gathered a lot of information, and one of it is there's a central number somebody can call, and Mr. Carlo has provided that number. So let's go straight to other questions so that we can continue this discussion. Now, since ISOSA was established, so what are some of the programs that that the organization has accomplished? So I'm going to go around. So if I call you, please respond the one you can remember. If you don't remember anyone, I will go to another person until I go around. So now let me start with Queen. It can be social program, it can be project, anything you remember.
Okay. Before I answer that question, I would like to say that it's very, very important that we carry everybody along, wherever they are. Even the people that are in Cotonou, people that are in Republic of Benin. You know, it's very, very important that we carry everybody along. In terms of the project, I remember that we did the replanting of the flowers. That was the initial project that I remember that we completed. And those in Nigeria, they did a very fantastic job. Everybody came out, and information was relayed back to us as to the progress of that replanting of the flowers to beautify the school, the way the school normally looks, you know. Then I remember that one of us, you know,
okay, let's take it one after the other so that we have an opportunity. If you don't mind, please. So
okay, no, go ahead.
Same question to Mr. Emeke Jeke. Any project you remember, program, just one, just cite one. Anyone, it could be social program, it could be project, whatever.
You know, to me, this is basically a brand new organization because I remember I joined about a year ago when Mr. Chinodo Obike contacted me and advised me on such organization. And I said, definitely I will join, be a member.
Okay.
We still have opportunities to do stuff for ourselves, for the school. And of course, we've intervened one way or the other in certain situation that concerns one of us.
Okay.
Okay. That will come back later.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Let's ask the same question to Mr. Carlo. What are some of the programs you can remember? Maybe give us one. I'll go around then. If there's anything that is okay, you can come back to social or whatever.
Okay. You know, after the formation of this association, we visited the school and embarked on what we call facility tour to identify the major challenges the school was facing. We identified so many of them: dilapidated classroom blocks, the science laboratory block that was out of use, the technical workshop, no toilet facility, lack of security due to absence of fence, and so many other ones. So we decided to itemize the problems of the school. First of all, we erected a concrete signpost because there was no befitting signpost for the school. Then we embarked on tree planting because we discovered that the trees that were used in beautifying the school have been all cut down. So we decided to replant. We embarked on tree planting exercise. During that period, again, we observed that there was no toilet facility. The students and the staff were making use of the bushes for their convenience, which was an eyesore. So we took it upon ourselves to get them a toilet.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Let me continue with another panelist. Dr. Rosemond, you mentioned that there are some social things that has been addressed. Just give us in general terms what were they. You don't have to be specific.
Yes. Initially, if pioneers, not the one based in Abuja, the one based in Aba, who was actually the first person that helped us open the place. Unfortunately, we lost him. And as students, we really tried to see what we could do for the burial. And then secondly, we had another of our female old students who was challenged health-wise. And those ones in Aba and Oma here rallied around and kept visiting her, and she has been improving. And then unfortunately, we also had a health issue here in Abuja, which all the students contributed. We fought hard, but unfortunately, we lost him too. So socially, I think we are doing a lot to help our students, our fellow old students. That's the much I know so far. Thank you.
Okay, so now I'm going to go to Chief Onyekwere. I will follow up with something that Mr. Kalu mentioned, and he said constructing a toilet facility. Can you tell us a little more about how that project came about? What inspired and motivated that project?
Thank you so much, sir. Like Kalu said, we did a facility tour of the school. It was quite disappointing, things that were met on grounds, things that used to be there were no longer there. One of them was toilet facilities. So we agreed to do a toilet. But fortunately, very fortunately, I may say so, a member of us, Amadi, Mr. Amadi Uche, I think, came to our aid and single-handedly completed that project and commissioned it. It's in use as we speak. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So now another question is a follow-up to the previous one. So yes, this is a new association or new organization, basically the one that has been able to survive after several attempts were made. So it's relatively new. So now, considering that it is new and there's an English adage that says, to whom much is given, much is equally expected. And also considering the objectives that the ladies and gentlemen of this panel has stated, so are there future plans to do more or to address some of those needs?
Yes.
Can I come in at this point?
Yes, please.
Yes. After the tree planting, the toilet, other organizations, even the ones from abroad, helped us to renovate the classrooms. And then other projects were about to come. That was when we discovered that there was a need for a perimeter fencing, that we should fence off that school because it was no longer safe to keep doing so many things for the school when it doesn't have fence. There was no wall, no protection, no security. It was during the commissioning of that toilet that this thing became very, very obvious, that people were encroaching on our land, the land of the school. And this fencing issue came up. So this is the area we are in now. that is the what looks like the next need for the school. So that is the area I think we are really contemplating, because it came up in our issues. What do we do about security to secure any facility that will be built in that school? Like computers are coming in, so many things are coming in. If there's no security, or we intend to do a hostel or renovate a hall, anything you put in there without security, without fencing, and without putting a gate, you discover that you're just doing it for armed robbers and thieves. So that is the next need the school, the old students discovered and highlighted, which we have asked some of us to check the cost and see how we could go into it, or whether we need to invite other people to assist us.
Okay,
Thank you.
Let me ask the same question to Senior Quinette. You mentioned that one question should be, if you're an old student, one question should be, what have you done for the school, instead of what the school has done for you? Of course, we know that the school has already done things for us. So now the question is, so what are the plans? Is there any proposal or anything you think that the current Old Students Association should be embarking on in order to help the school? Quinette.
You know, like Rose said, what she said is very vital. There is no point trying to build anything or bringing, things into that school if you don't have fencing, if you don't have security. It's just like what is happening, all over the Southeast. They have all these Fulani horsemen with their damas and everything, lavishing everything that people have already, done. They are going everywhere. They have no respect for nothing. And these are human lives at Igbere Secondary School. These students that are there, they are not safe. These people will be going around with AK-47, shooting and killing and, minding and raping everybody. The best thing for us to do is to focus on trying to fence this school. I know that the age grade in Igbere is doing so much. So I am all for it, for us to fence this, premises before anything else can be done.
Okay, thank you. Now this question goes to Mr. Emeka Ejeke. It was mentioned that an organization has helped, contributed one way or another in rebuilding some of the facilities that are found to be in dilapidated state at Igbere Secondary School. So can you tell us a little bit about any of those organizations? Mr. Meke.
Of course, you're asking me because I am an inner member of that organization, which is, of course, Igbere Group, President Diaspora, and of course, with so many affiliates from based in the United States, we have members across other different parts of the world. The group is called Igbere Development Association, Inc., in short, IDA. So IDA came into existence about 3 years ago, precisely in 2017, and decided to do something to help Igbere as a community. And of course, most of us are based abroad, and we decided to focus on education. A report came to us regarding the state of Igbere Secondary School, especially the main building, which was just in a very, very big state. Of course, we have the picture. So we decided to go in immediately to give it a total first, not even a first look, just to rebuild it from beginning to the end, because The main building was in a very dear need of it. The students were crying. The roof was completely off. The upstairs was down, dilapidated, very dirty. Just unbelievable situation for any students to land anywhere in the world. It was just a cry of what it used to be, a very glorious compound. So IDA decided to come in immediately, raised a lot of money, which I was the chairman. We went in between June, July to December 2017. We got the whole building rebuilt, gives a very beautiful outlook, because that was a prime location for Igbere, because Igbere actually uses that community school to do a lot of stuff, resumes. And we always have lots of visitors from all over the world coming to that school. So the school was in a very poor state. We came in, rebuilt our school, then started putting furniture to make sure we give them a befitting classroom. So we just completed equipping all the 12 classrooms with very good furniture so that the students can have an ambient environment to study. Then as of, we didn't stop there because we just decided, what can we do for Igbere? And we know the best thing to give to any child would be education. So we decided to do more. At the moment, we are working on the science lab, which was in a very poor state too, a state that nobody can believe anywhere in the world. So we decided to turn everything around. So that science lab, somebody mentioned earlier, I was in Nigeria in December. So with one of my colleagues from here too, one of our members. So we took a tour, interviewed the principal, had one-on-one. Then we came back, give a report to our committee and to IDA members based on what it decided to do after our conference in Maryland in 2019. So when we came back, we decided to face the lab. So in March, just before the COVID 2019 lockdown in Nigeria, so we had our contract going from Abuja. So we got the lab knocked down completely to the ground, started rebuilding it at this stage, just in a fantastic stage, because at this point in time, we've got it roofed against the rainy season. And I believe we go back in August to complete the work against December.
Okay.
Thinking of furnishing it will cost a lot of money.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mike JK, and also thank you to IDA members who helped. Now, this next question goes to Mr. Carlo. Apart from IDA, is there any other individual you can remember who may have contributed in refurbishing or rebuilding any of the facilities that are broken at Igbere Secondary School?
Yes, thank you very much. I remember I mentioned the technical workshop, the main classroom block. They were in a very bad state. IDA came to our rescue and took that burden off our neck. Before we knew it, Chief Alex Ikweche, mascot, Ifeanyi, took up the renovation of the technical workshop classroom block, which is single-handedly renovated and gave it a new look. We quite appreciate that. And I must tell you as well, even Chief Yerebu, just sometime this year, with his business associate, Mr. Faisal Shidji, they gave out, they paid the school NECO registration school fees for all the eligible students of Igbere Secondary School. So a lot of people have been doing one thing or the other to help restore the glory of Igbere Secondary School, which is our objective, to restore Igbere Secondary School to an enviable height. So a lot of people have been assisting that passion Isosa has. They've been assisting, contributing in one way or the other, and we quite appreciate that. We appreciate the effort of IDA. We continue to be grateful to them. They've done a lot. They've encouraged us a lot. We appreciate every member of IDA for their efforts in uplifting the condition of that school. The same thing goes to Alex Ikweche, mascot.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Carlo. Just for record purposes, there are some members of ISOSA who are also in IDA. So let me just mention a few of them that I can remember now. If I don't remember you, please don't be offended. I know my humble self is a member of IDA, and I'm also a member of ISOSA. My name is Ukebu Kebu. Of course, Mr. Emeka has introduced himself as a member of IDA as well, and ISOSA. Now we have Mrs. Erima Quinette Uche. She's also a member of IDA and ISOSA member. There's another gentleman, Mr. Engineer George TK. I don't know if he has joined ISOSA, but he's a member of IDA. So these are some of the students who attended Igbere Secondary School, and they are now in IDA as well. So trying to help one way or another to review this. Now, we have a very limited minutes right now, about 4 minutes. So let's use these 4 minutes to go around each panelist, 1 or 2 sentences to encourage the co-students. So I'm going to start with Dr. Rosemond. What do you have to say to the old students of, to the current students of Igbere Secondary School?
The current ones.
You might also add to those students, yes, but mostly.
Actually, on the old students, all these ones we want to recoup. I want to ask them to come up forward, like this first thing we mentioned. If we know the partitions, we know how much each might have to contribute. If we can do something as soon as possible, that is my own suggestion for all the old students from 1980 up until this year. And then for those ones that are still there, I want them to put in enough energy to see that our efforts are not in vain, because we are making all these efforts to see that the students come up very academically strong and to be useful to our society. Thank you.
Thank you. Chief Godwin, what do you have to say to the current students and then all school students? 1 minute, please.
Thank you. First of all, to the old students, no project is too small. Yes, I'm all in for the of the school to safeguard and preserve what we have in place. But there are still little things we can do. Something like picking up maybe the principal's office and giving it a new coat of paint is not pocket breaking, and there are things that are achievable. Let's be doing little things like that. It goes a long way in impacting to the beauty of the school and to the students. Like we have said, to whom much is given, much is expected. We expect you to come out in high colors academically and to please preserve and keep what we have labored and toiled to put in place. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Same question goes to Quinette. Please, what do you have to say to the current students of Igbere Secondary School and also to all students? 1 minute, please. Quinette, this question goes.
I'm sorry, you needed me. Okay. Sorry, I heard you.
Sorry, please.
All right. For the old students, I will just say that we need to carry everybody along. Okay. Nothing is too small. Nothing is too small. Collectively, we will achieve whatever we want to achieve. And for the new students, I mean, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. I remember when we started Igbere Secondary School, I was carrying the blocks in my head. to build some, classrooms. We were doing a lot of manual labors. And here and today, here we are. Here we are. So there is a very bright light at the end of the tunnel. We just have to hold on. Thank you.
Thank you. Same question to Mr. Emeke JK. What do you have to say to the current student?
We just have to encourage the current students that are there. They have opportunities. A lot of organizations are thinking to make that school a better place, including the ISOSA. And of course, I believe that ISOSA can liaise with the community, with IDA, to see what we can do to make that a better school. There's a lot of future in that school. Thank you.
Thank you. Same question to Mr. Carlo. What do you have to say to both current students and old students? Go.
To the current students, they have to really work hard and make sure whatever that is being put in place in that school is well managed and taken good care of. And to the old students, I will encourage every one of us, wherever you are, come out. Let us join hands to rebuild that school. We should not be afraid of taking up challenges of that school. When we see ourselves as a pressure group for the betterment of that school, we can accomplish any project we decide to accomplish. It is achievable, it is doable, and we can do it. Thank you.
Thank you. So first of all, I would like to thank the panelists who have made out time to be with us today to discuss some of the issues of Igbere Secondary School. And then we're also happy to hear about the proposals and the plans, what they are thinking about in accomplishing in future, and then the inspiration and the motivations they have. So I must have to thank each and every one of them, including more, especially those who were unable to make today's live broadcast. Many old students are watching this program or will watch it later on. As long as you attended Igbere Secondary School at one point or the other, you are a very productive member of the society. Much has been given to you, and much is also expected to you. As one member of these panelists have previously said, little projects will make a huge difference eventually. Things that are not pocket breaking, he said, are going to make some huge impact in the school. Now, with respect to the students, please don't give up hope. There is hope, there is light in the tunnel. The sky is your future. If some of us standing, including me, if we can make it and pass through Igbere Secondary School and be reasonable and productive members of the society, locally and internationally, then you can. You can. Definitely you can. There's going to be challenges as well, but if you focus with objective and you study hard, then the sky is your limit. So once again, we also want to thank our audience who are listening to this program. And as we are about to round up right now, so once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Thank you, audience. So next week, we are going to have a new, different panelists to continue with the Igbere People Forum live broadcast. Thank you. Have a nice time.